Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Patchwork Podcast. I thought that I would start this video by reintroducing myself because I have a feeling that most of you have no idea who I am. And I thought I would do this while I make my coffee. So, my name is Maggie Wegner. I am 23 years old. I went to college in Savannah, Georgia at SCAD, that is Savannah's College of Art and Design. I got my BFA in graphic design, and I've been doing photography since maybe 9th grade or so. I've just always really enjoyed it and loved it. I'm not professionally trained in it, but I love it so much. I grew a strong passion for wanting to talk about politics and bring creativity and art into the art world because I think that's a really powerful way to speak to people. My senior year of college, I watched a documentary about Chloe Cole and her detransition story, and it was so powerful. It moved me so much, and it was so devastating to hear everything she'd gone through. I spent quite some time on the left in college, though I grew up a conservative, and I just started doing so much research for myself, and I came back over to the right eventually. I wanted to do a project sharing and documenting Chloe Cole's story because I felt like she should be on the cover of Vogue. I've said this before, but she should have been, and because her story is so powerful, she's so brave, and everything she's gone through is insane. If you don't know her story, I can't remember if I'm getting these ages completely right, but I want to say at 15, she got a double mastectomy and was put on cross-sex hormones. Her parents were given that line, would you rather have a living son or a dead daughter? And just the whole story is wild. I would recommend everybody to go look into it. I released the project onto my Instagram. It was called The Duality of Woman, and it was showing that you can dress masculine or feminine and you can still be a female. You cannot change your gender. I want to say the shoot happened in September of 2023 and it got posted in October of 2023. And that was my senior year of college. After releasing the photo shoot, I got doxxed, I got death threats, I lost nearly all of my friends. I got calls from professors that people were trying to get me removed from their classes. It was the most insane experience ever. My husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, their family came and moved me out of Savannah. It was so kind, and I have more about that story in one of my first videos on the channel. But yeah, so I moved back home to Nashville, Tennessee, and finished my year out at SCAD online, which was, again, so sad because I love Savannah so much. It's still my favorite city in the world, and I was so sad to leave. I actually planned on staying there forever. I think one of the big things that's so crazy to me right now is how much division there is. I have so much respect for all of the conservative political commentators out there. I listen to nearly everybody, and I like most everybody that I listen to. I always have disagreements with everyone, and I could find something I agree with and disagree with virtually every podcaster out there. And I think that's everyone, which is why it's just so crazy to me how much the hate that is out there and the division on the right has happened. My biggest goal with my life and everything that I care about, I would say, is I care so much about Gen Z. I care about them feeling like they can speak up about their beliefs. I want it to become popular to be able to share your beliefs no matter what they are. I wish we could go back to even like 2010, 2015, anything pre-2019 where you could agree and disagree with someone on your politics and you could still be friends. You could still have no problems with that because that's currently still how I feel. I don't care where you lie on the political spectrum as long as you are a good human being. That's all I really care about. I got married in 2024, and we have been married for around a year and a half now, which is crazy to say. And we have a dog and 2 cats, and I'm getting sidetracked. Back to my main goal is a lot of what I have experienced growing up is really struggling with mental health, and I want to help Gen Z with that so much. I think there are so many things playing into that issue. I think one of them is social media. I think another one of them is constantly shoving SSRIs down our throats. I was on those for a very long time, and I am not completely against it for anyone because I think it can be totally helpful for people depending where you're at. But my problem is they try to get you on these medicines and they continuously rack up how much medicine you are on. I cannot describe the amount of SSRIs I eventually was on at one point, which now I'm off of everything. And most everybody I know around me that was on SSRIs for a significant period of time and then was able to get off of them is doing so much better now than they were on the SSRIs. This is a short-term thing, I think, for those to be successful. Big Pharma continuously pushes these on you to try to keep you on them for the rest of your life. And another problem with it is they will give you a medicine that is helping you, but it has certain side effects. So they're gonna say, oh, you know what we can do? We can fix this. Let me give you this other medicine. And, oh, well, this one has this certain side effects. Let me give you this other medicine. It's an endless cycle that is incredibly difficult to get out of. I think that is one of the problems with Gen Z. I think so many people do not understand how to deal with your emotions in a healthy manner. It's incredibly sad to watch so many Gen Zers just go through this like crazy experience of, I don't know a Gen Zer, honestly, at this point, that has not either had an eating disorder at some point or suicidal ideation at some point. I don't know if I know one. It's really sad. And I care so much about fixing this generation. And I mean, we've seen that. We saw what happened after the Trump election. We saw how many young people came out and showed up and voted. And it was really impressive. And I think so much of that was thanks to Charlie Kirk. I don't think Trump would have won the election without him. As far as where I go on standings with everything with Donald Trump, where my political views are at, I consider myself right of center. I'm pretty moderate on most of my beliefs. Despite being called a Nazi every single day online, I would call myself relatively moderate, but right-leaning.
I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
I think there's a lot of nuance to these different political problems that we have, and I love a lot of what Trump has done. I'm huge on the border crisis and protecting our border. I'm huge on getting the gender crap out of schools, keep it away from children. This is ridiculous, but if you're an adult, you know, do what you want. It's your own life. I don't agree with it, but do what you want. A lot of respect for what RFK has done. I am huge on the Maha movement as well. We eat very healthy in our household. I said that as I poured like 4 things of maple syrup into here, but it's organic. We generally eat very clean, and I've seen the way that has transformed my life. And I think another problem that goes back to this whole mental health problem in America is how poor the quality of our food is. What they're putting in it it's awful. As I go through the grocery store, it takes me like an hour to get through because I read every single ingredient, and I don't really buy anything unless it has only whole ingredients in it for the most part. There's exceptions, of course. Now back to the main reason why many of you probably even watch this video is wanting to know what's gone on with Daily Wire. And what I will say about that is I think that there are so many amazing, wonderful people that work for the Daily Wire. I think 99% of their staff is good people that wants to do what is good and right in this world, and they truly care about making a difference. And I have so much respect for the impact that their company has had in the conservative movement. They've done so much good work. I've been incredibly disappointed in some of the actions that their leadership has taken over the last few years. That's been sad for me to see as somebody that has had so much respect and admiration for this company. I'm sure that if you're here, you already watched what happened on Candace's channel. So I will leave that there as it is. That is what happened. What I explained was the full truth, and it was exactly what I experienced. I will be completely candid. I definitely toggled back and forth on taking that opportunity and sending in an audition. It was 100% something I considered, but the more I prayed on it and thought about it, the advice I got, I knew this was not the right decision for me. I would so much rather grow slowly. The reason that I do not post on this podcast all the time is because I am very busy with work, and I love what I do, and I care so much about it. I just spend so much time working that I can't always post edit. I mean, I edit everything for my podcast. I do all of that, and it takes an incredibly long amount of time and attention to detail. The reason that I wouldn't really share any names of anybody is because these people have been nothing but kind to me. They don't deserve, in my personal opinion, they don't deserve any hate. I honestly, just at the end of the day, I think it was a very unprofessional thing to do to a former employee. If you don't like Candace Owens, that's okay. You don't have to like Candace Owens, but to make a show that you advertise as making fun of the right and the left, and then the entire audition is making fun of Candace Owens, and then I'm seeing things saying it's called in the no-note. Like, it feels off to me. It's not for me. That's how I feel about it, and I wish that company success. I really, truly do, because they were such an empire for so long. They impacted so many lives, and the Daily Wire is what brought me back to the right. By watching watching, I mean, not completely. I did so much research outside of the Daily Wire, but watching their videos all the time and hearing these different opinions and people actually being able to defend their beliefs, which was so foreign to what I saw on the college campus where everybody was so far left-leaning. It's just that I want to get back to conservatives being able to all get along while we heavily disagree. I think most conservatives are heavily opinionated on so many of these issues, and that's okay. Conservatives tend to be heavily opinionated people. That's life. We can disagree and we can still get along. I mean, even with my friends, we all have some disagreements majorly, and we all still love each other because we all know that we are good people who care about one another. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is having people to stand by you and have your back, no matter what you believe. Again, I will also add that Candace was nothing but kind to me. I was a little bit terrified. I prayed about it and I listened to worship music in the car, and I honestly had a lot of peace about it after. And I wasn't completely sure, but it was I want to say around 10:30 or so the night before, and I genuinely could not sleep because it was all I could think about what I knew and what was going on. And I had a guilty conscience about it, genuinely. And I decided to send in an email. She got back to me and she was so incredibly kind to me. And it's just so crazy to me because I always expect people that are these like empire of human beings to not really care about the little people. I've never met someone that is this huge that was so kind. I mean, it was ridiculous how kind and welcoming she was to me and how much she cared about making sure she had my back. I just want to say to Candace, thank you so much, because not everybody is like that. A lot of people, when they get huge, they start to change, and you can see that. And I don't see that with Candace, and I am so grateful for how kind she has been to me. And so I will leave all of that there. Oh, the Alps thing was crazy. Hey, Alps. Hey. That was crazy. My friends, I didn't even see it at first. My friends were like, wait, what? Alps? What? And I was freaking out about that. I mean, the whole day, my head was like actually exploding. I didn't expect so much of this to happen. Not at all. I literally, nothing felt real yesterday. And I saw so many of the kind comments. After what I went through at SCAD and the intense level of cyberbullying, I was really scared that something similar might happen. I wasn't really sure what the result of this would be. But I am so grateful to the good Lord above that I did not send in that audition tape and that I stood by what I believed in. And I am so grateful for every single person that has followed me and commented something kind and just given me support in any way. That means the world, more than you could ever know. And I know that I do not always post on here super consistently. It's really hard. I want to make sure I get all the details right and I'm accurate about everything and I'm doing my research. And so sometimes it just takes me a while to get there, and that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single person that has been so kind and supportive to me the last 48 hours. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week.